Redskins! My name is Jackie.
And I'm Kelly.
And we're the Washington Redskins cheerleaders.
Welcome back, everybody. How far is Washington away from a Super Bowl appearance? What do you guys think?
Well, the one thing I think you learn when you watch the playoffs is how far the Redskins are from a Super Bowl
when you
appearance.
Watch the playoffs.
I mean, the eye test from an amateur sitting at home is they're playing a different game than what I covered this year with the Washington Redskins. It's the speed is just a different level. The coaching is at a different level, and that's a big jump that they need to make. So I still think that there's a ways to go. But again, I always say that I'm just an amateur sitting at home. I'm just like you sitting out there at home. I don't have any special. I didn't play like this guy did.
Well, the deal is they had two opportunities to get into the playoffs, right? They got into the playoffs last year. What they have to do this offseason is, to a man, think about that. And the coaching staff, think about Belichick. Think about the coaches who are in the Super Bowl. Think about the guys who are in the playoffs. Think about the Cowboys. Think about the Steelers. Hey, what did these coaches do to get their players motivated, get these players ready for the big game, primetime games?
They had two opportunities in December to do that, right?
So how can but the players got to take it upon themselves. Hey, are you going to go home and party all week, all summer, and not work out, or are you going to go home and cry in your milk? It's like, I got to do better.
I think it's too unstable right now. It really is. And I think they're still franchise tagging their quarterback. I mean, it's like, come on. Can you make a decision? I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's still so, I don't know, I just find them to be so unstable, as...
Well, I'm looking at.
I'm just saying. Even though I know you got to fit people where they, you get. It's like a puzzle.
Do they have the personnel?
But I just don't feel like they have it.
Because I'm looking at these defensive lines I'm seeing now further on in the playoffs. Yeah. These guys can move.
Well,
they're quick.
They had a great defensive lineman, but he got hurt at the beginning of the season. He hurt his Achilles, I think.
Okay.
Junior Galette.
Junior Galette. Now, what do? You go in the draft, you look for a defensive lineman. I think there's a guy out of Texas A&M. Number 50, I forget the kid's name. He's a big-time pass rush off the edge. So he could be someone they can bring in, they can draft if he's there. But free agency, you got to look for guys who want to come to Washington, D.C. and play for the coaching staff.
Some of these guys I'm seeing on these defensive lines, they didn't have big names, some of them. But they're great players. I saw some Dexter Manley-looking guys out there.
We were watching in the green room of top 10 plays in the Super Bowl that set you apart. You got the kid to make the catch with the helmet. You got to find those guys. There may be a player or two in the Super Bowl that you can say, "Here's a free agent. Say, listen, let's go after this guy." You got players at receivers or
Malcolm Butler.
Yes, somebody who you think is a one-hit wonder to make a big play. Next thing you know, he's having a good season. Malcolm Butler got his work cut out for him, right?
Yes.
He got to go against who? Julio Jones.
But he's going to have help, though.
He should.
Well,
Belichick is going to.
Belichick is going to shut Julio Jones down. No, that's not going to happen.
But they got a lot of receivers, though.
But you just name one. Sanu.
Who? Yeah, Mohamed Sanu.
You got to watch out for him.
Yeah.
You got to watch out for the tight end. Those running backs.
Yeah,
Belichick. I'm not going
to the outside though. Look, John, they're just going to force them to play their routes on the outside. That's what Belichick is going to do.
Well, let's talk a little more about the burgundy and gold.
Okay, let's go back to burgundy and gold.
Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
What's going on? What are they going to do?
I'm going to refer this to Tom.
Jay Gruden just said today, he told reporters that he thinks that Kirk Cousins is coming back.
Okay.
So if Kirk Cousins doesn't come back, then we'll know there was a divide inside that building.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, we suspect there is anyway. So, with the coach being pretty definitive about that, if for some reason Kirk Cousins isn't your quarterback next year, then we know who was on what side.
Yeah.
I think he'll be the quarterback next year. I don't know if he'll be under a long-term deal or a franchise tag.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think they can let him walk away.
Yeah.
Well, congrats to
And
him for making it to the
there's
Pro
a shot
Bowl.
of him talking to Scott.
Yeah.
How you like me now?
Yeah.
That was.
Maybe there's where it is.
See, there's
Tom.
a lot of resentment in
Okay.
Kirk. Kirk has a lot of resentment for a number of reasons, including what he felt being treated like a second-class citizen during the Robert Griffin III era here. And he carries those resentments with him.
Well, looking as a player personnel director for a team, you see how you like me now, but at the same time, you got to look at those primetime games that he played in.
Yeah.
How did he do in those primetime games?
Right.
Did you
we
make the
didn't
plays
hear
and
him
get us
saying
to
that
the
after
big
those
time,
games.
get us
Yeah.
into the playoffs? So you got to look at that.
Yeah.
These coaches and these player personnel, these general managers, they're looking at all that.
I know,
All right.
but you
When it comes to
can't. But you
contract time.
can't let the last play of the game
That's the
be a pick. I'm sorry.
No, you can't.
When you have a minute left,
Well,
you
that's
have
what
2
John was saying,
timeouts.
right?
You
Yeah.
have it's the first down, and you throw a pick. You could have just
He
threw
could
the
have just
ball.
ran or something. I
Ran,
thought he
and
should
you
have
had
ran
an
the ball.
opening.
That's
the
the
player
quick
personnel, the
decision
general
you gotta
manager,
make.
the head
That's
coach,
the
they're looking at
problem.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. And guess what? Prime example, if you look at Fitzpatrick, Jets, we're going to give you this amount of money, go to open market, see who's going to pay you.
Right.
Just blew it because they signed him, but I'm just saying, hey, go on the open market, see what he got.
Okay.
Or we want you back because you know our system, but at the same time, we look at you how you played in the biggest games of the year.
Well, I want to get you guys' predictions on the Super Bowl, starting with Tom and go around.
Okay.
Okay.
I think New England handily.
Okay.
Probably by about 10 points.
Okay.
You
And
think-
it won't be that close.
Okay. John.
Well, I'm going to go with Atlanta. The reason why, because I think they're going to just go out there fired up and ready to play. I'm not going to give a number, but I
Okay.
think they're going to win the game.
All right, Alena.
Ooh, that
And
leaves me.
she's a New Englander.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
from Massachusetts.
Security.
And guess what? I grew up when New England was like the worst team in the NFL.
So you was at the
And
Bears
you know, it was like a
Chicago, New England
big-
game?
Huh?
Were you at the Bears New England game?
No.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it was bad growing up. And Boston
who you
Bruins,
picking?
Boston Red Sox. I
got
come
about
from a
15
big
seconds.
sports.
You got 15 seconds.
Oh, okay.
you
Okay. I'm gonna go with Tom Brady, the GOAT.
You know what?
Tom Brady. All right.
I'm leaving, sir. Can I get up there?
And what is Tom Brady going to say to the NFL
Roger
if he
Goodell?
wins?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's what
That will
everyone
be.
wants to see.
I
Everybody's
wanna
waiting for
see
that.
But the deal
I'm
is,
waiting like
they don't
this.
give Roger, they have an old timer, a Hall of Famer, brings a trophy out there now.
Yes,
so Roger
they
doesn't
do.
come out
So
on the
Roger
field.
Goodell didn't show up last week. He was at Atlanta's game. He didn't show
All
up.
right.
Patriots, Steelers.
Okay. Well,
did.
thank
Atlanta's
you
gonna help
guys.
Roger out.
That's gonna do it for this edition of the Sideline Report. Thanks, Tom, John.
Thank you, sir.
We can catch Tom on Cigars and Curveballs podcast.
on iTunes and Google Play.
All right.
Got Sugar Ray Leonard coming up this week.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Great. And Alena,
Yes.
talk about Alana. She's okay?
She's
we got a few
well.
seconds.
She's in Australia. She's going to be in Auckland. Her last tournament's next week. She'll be coming back training and get ready for the French Open.
And she's learning from Serena, right?
And she's learning from
Venus.
Serena
Venus is
right
still
now.
hanging in there.
If you want to support us, please go to.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to support Alana and
Yes.
follow her, you can go to GoFundMe
Yes.
Alana Smith.
And support
Right?
us. Thank
All
you.
right. Fantastic. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Marvin Jackson for the Sideline Report. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Good job.